Hey race fans, how's it going? Thank you for joining us for the second episode of our Nascar 14 chase for the Sprint Cup. Race 2 is coming from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Like I said in the last video, it's not a track that I tend to favour, although on a clear run I have managed to put the car in the pole slot. But when it comes to pack racing, things do get pretty wild here, and I seem to struggle a little bit, probably not as much as I did in Chicagoland, but starting from pole I think we may have a little bit better result. I guess we'll have to see how the race unfolds. So, preparing for the roll-in start, pace car is in, Tony Stewart beside me there in second. Fingers crossed we don't spin the tyres again and I spoke too soon. I'm just gonna let Tony Stewart just grab into the lead there, maybe a little bit too early on the brakes. I could have run him in a little bit closer. The pack is pretty bunched up beside me, let's try and have a run down on the inside. Car seems a little bit loose while these tyres are cold. Let's let Kane get through. Lost quite a few positions there, but hopefully the car will come back to us. A little tap there from someone, I think it might have been Kevin Harvick, putting his nose in. It's helped us get a few places back. Or maybe not, as Denny comes back around the outside. Seems to have a lot of grip on the outside of that racetrack, but I'm trying to keep my nose in and get better drive off the inside. Especially with this car being quite tight at the moment. You don't want to run up into the top wall and cut a tyre. So, past Stewart and Biffle there, and begin battle with Kane for the lead. There's quite a few chase drivers up in the top 10 at the moment. Kenseth coming around the outside. The outside definitely seems to be where the grip is, but we just can't turn in at the moment and we're drifting out too wide, so like I said, I want to tag that wall. Hopefully, eventually this car is going to start to come round to us here as we're closing in on Kane. Try and make a little pass for the lead here. No, I'm going to back out again on the brakes. Stenhouse coming down on me there. Don't know what he was doing. I was keeping myself nice and straight and he ended up in the outside wall. No caution though. I'm going to continue chasing Kane for the lead. Might get a run on the inside here. I'll probably have to back out early as we come into the corner, and we do. It's getting pretty bunched up. Ah, come on. Somebody got into us there. As I said, it was getting bunched up, and it did. Somebody may have just put a nose on my rear quarter panel. It was enough to turn me up into the 43. And now we're back as we were in Chicagoland, having a recovery drive. No caution as Edwards then decides to put one into my driver door. Start of this chase is never good for me. I think I'm just about hanging on at the moment. It's a good thing that we don't have the DLC for the chase yet, because the rate things are going, I would be one of the first 4 drivers to be eliminated. So now we well and truly have a recovery drive on our hands, trying to close in on the pack. A few of them up ahead, not chase challenges. so we could really do with getting by them and getting some extra points on the board. Not many laps to go. There'll be 5 to go this time round as we're battling with Stenhouse once more. Now the car is starting to get a little bit loose. Went from being very tight on entry to loose on exit to now loose under braking, and all the way around the corner the back is just wanting to break free from me the whole time, especially on the exit of the corner. It is helping us get to the inside on the straights, which is where we seem to be making most of our passes, trying to stay out of the wall as best as I can. And as the final few laps draw to a close, we're going to try and fight our way back and end up with a top 10 finish here, providing the car stays with us and behaves itself. Still breaking free a little bit on the corners there, but we are closing in on this pack just up ahead. Going to try and force it 3 wide into the corner. Could have been scary there. And we're going to get a good run here on Logano and Biffle and go 3 wide against both of them to the bottom of the track. Hopefully get that position as we're coming round to the white flag. There it is, Johnson, the race leader. See if we can make a few more positions and end up with a top 10 finish. I think that may have just gone away from us there. It was a bad exit out of that corner. We're now going to have a lot of work to do to get past. Ambrose up ahead. A good drive off the final corner. Go for the inside, but we're going to run out of room. 13th place finish. Better than it was at Chicagoland, but still not the greatest result we could have, not the result we would have hoped for at least. Let me check out the race results. So you see there, 13th place behind Ambrose and Vickers, just outside of the top 10. Jimmy Johnson, race winner, followed by Kane, Tony Stewart and Matt Kenseth getting good points on the board after their bad round in Chicago. Truex, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski all chase drivers, so they'll be closing some points in on me. So let's have a look back at some of the action from the race there. You see my start wasn't the greatest. Tony Stewart just breaking away as we came to the green, and I was on the apron for some reason. I thought I may have got a tap, but I think I just turned in way too early and then had to go on the inside defensive of Kane, who was making a run. There you see a little rubbing with Brad Keselowski. Just taps my bumper there. It was enough to shake me loose. I lose a few positions as someone hit the outside wall early on. You see 4-5 wide in places at the back of the pack. This really is a crazy race from the AI controlled cars. And that was Kevin Harvick, who kept banging the rear quarter panel there, trying to shake me loose, but I was able to defend and have a run at Denny Hamlin. But you see, the car was so tight to begin with, slowing it down for the corners was just letting guys run clean around the outside of me. is Casey Kane just taking the lead as we worked our way back up into the third spot, just taking that position away from Tony Stewart, who had a bit of a slow run, got stuck on the outside away from the other drivers. We'll fast forward it a little bit here to where that small coming together happened. You see I was second position, chasing down Casey Kane on the inside, Truex to my outside. Had a good run off of the first turn and had a look for the inside of Kane. Had to back out a little bit, and you see the other guys just coming up on the outside. Paul Menard there, we have a little rub, and it looks like it's Kurt Busch who's going to stick his nose in. He does, and that sent me up into the 43 and the 99. Came back down 25th, 26th position. Look at it from another angle here. You see exactly how bunched up the entire pack was, which is crazy going into a corner as tight as that. And take a look on board. We slowed it down a little bit. You see Paul Menard coming up the side here, and we get a little tap, and there is Kurt Busch, who's just going to put his nose in between us, and that was enough to turn me up into the wall. Was a little bit fortunate that the 43 was there, otherwise that could have been a tyre going down, but we was lucky to recover that and end up finishing 13th in the end. So it was very much a damage limitation race. So we see there Kane, your new leader, followed by Kyle and Kurt Busch, all with good finishing. Paul Menard dropping a few places, and I'm up one into 5th after that result. 16 back on the leader. Junior still in there strong, as is Tony Stewart. Ambrose holding on as well. Jimmy Johnson climbing up the ranks. He was down the bottom at one point, as was Kenseth. Brad Keselowski staying 11th, followed by Newman, Harvick, Jeff Gordon, a big drop there, and Truex and Hamlin rounding off the chase drivers. It was a fairly successful race, not the greatest, but then again, New Hampshire never is a good circuit for me, so I think we've done well, and we look forward to going on to Dover for round 3, where I'll hopefully get a win, and hopefully you guys will be tuning in with us. Thanks for watching, guys.